Good job, Lana. You know, Lana, I thought neo-goth. I heard neo-goth this week, and I thought, you know what? Let's just do black, white, and gray, but make it glitter.
Ooh.
And if you're only listening to the podcast, you don't get to see our gorgeous, kind of out of focus, silver, black, and white kind of gorgeous, glittery background that we're in today.
But it works. It's the glittery black and white blurry effect that we wanted. So
because it's neo-goth. We'll go with it.
Absolutely.
We were neo-goth. Some other people weren't, maybe, but we were. So that's what's happening here today. But hello, and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. I just finished my energy drink, so I'm just drinking some water because hydration is important. It's not black and white, but you know, not everything can be.
Oh, I could have. Well,
you could have grabbed. Yep, you could have done it.
I could have done it. I could have grabbed my black tumbler and been very much goth, but I didn't. Anyway, hello everyone. My name is Lana, and I am your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I did not grab my black tumbler. I have a black tumbler, but I didn't. I grabbed the purple tumbler because I wanted the straw and whatever. But
can't support that.
But I am drinking tea.
Good.
I'm drinking Sprite and iced tea.
Isn't it phenomenal?
It's phenomenal. Put a little lemon juice in there.
You've inspired me. I've started doing it myself. I did it last week with this Asian pear green tea that I have, and I put that in Sprite. Oh, it was marvelous.
It was marvelous. I am loving this so much. But if I was drinking something a little bit smaller, something cute,
yes,
I would drink it. I would drink it out of my cup mug. Ooh, panel full of cup mugs. Beer. Boom. Bam. Right at you. Coming right at you. Boom.
Today's a 3D podcast, apparently.
Absolutely. Get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at LanaGCreations.etsy.com. The link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically here in the U.S. So there are no excuses. And U.S.
We're looking at you today on this occasion. Period. Yes. And yes, we're here. We're diving into episode 9. We are officially in the back half of this season, Lana. For season 16 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm kind of sad that the season's almost over. Seemingly. I'm a little sad.
Yeah, it's been a good season.
Yeah. Like, it's a very good season. It was a very good episode filled with, you know, dramatics and intrigue and gaga. We'll talk about it. But before we dive into it all, make sure to subscribe if you're not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. We got a lot going on right now. We've got Espana All-Stars ending here soon, and we are doing Solo La Mas. Before y'all keep going at us in the comments, we are doing it. We're finding the right time to talk about it. Promise me, y'all. Like, I promise you, we will be covering it. Don't worry.
We got you.
We will be sat. We will be here. We just got to find a time to be sat because life is lifing. So, but we will be here to talk about it. Don't you worry. And we've got 2 other channels as well with Almost All Things Reality TV and Almost All Things Eurovision Song Contest. So make sure to go check those out as well. And if you want to become a member of our channel and join the tea room, make sure to go hit the join button here on this video, on this channel, or go to Patreon, same content, different platform. That link will be down in the description. So, we come back. It is now episode 9. And I'm not going to take my moment to talk about Snatch Game. I don't think I need a whole moment, I'll be honest. But for me, Miss Sapphira Cristal should have 2 wins, in my humble opinion. I don't think Miss Generic Judy did bad in the Snatch game last week whatsoever.
No.
For me, though, I did laugh at Miss Generic Judy a lot, actually. More than I thought I would.
Plain was funny.
Plain was funny.
Plain was funny. I will say
James
that.
Fucking Brown.
Yeah.
And her character shoes that weren't character shoes, but were definitely character shoes. Every time they said character shoes.
Character shoes? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Character shoes. I'm James Brown.
James Brown. Last time I saw you was 1967.
The fact that she didn't win off of that alone frustrates me to no end. But if someone other than Sapphira was going to win Snatch Game, it would have been Generic Judy for me.
It's playing for sure.
But I
thought it should have been Sapphira. I agree. I think, honestly, I felt like this should have been a double win. This one should have been a double win. And I would have been very okay with that. Yeah. I said that last week. I said
ugly man. Like, it's so good. The delivery of it is so good.
It was so good. I was like, Plain is stepping up in this Snatch Game, and I love it. But Sapphira also stepped up in this, and I felt like this should have been a double win. Like, they should have just given them both the win and called it a day. And
great. Y'all have already split a $5,000 prize this season. Y'all could do it again.
Why not? Why not?
And I'm so sad that we've lost Tsunami.
Yeah, me too.
I do hope that, sometime down the line she gets to come back and maybe do a little bit better on a season than she did. Because I thought what she presented to us on this season was lovely and great and fantastic and some great fashion.
Oh, great fashion.
And I think there are several opportunities where she could have been in the top.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she had any winning moments, I'll be real honest with you, but I think there are some moments maybe she could have had a top placement. And, I'm sad to see her go earlier than I had anticipated her going.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Tsunami. The girls love Tsunami. The girls are wrecked over Tsunami's elimination. But which I thought had the correct result, because I do think both of them were great in the lip sync, but Morphine, I was waiting for Morphine to lip sync, because I was like, I know she's got something in there. There's a reason they cast her, and that's the reason why. Because she is a good performer when it comes down to it.
I wasn't that impressed by her.
Fair.
And that's not me throwing shade. I was expecting more from her, and I felt like her performance, like we said last week, Tsunami was very level, very even keel the whole time. Like, her performance level was here. It was here, and it stayed here. Morphine's level started here. Started here. Morphine here. She's here. And then she just kind of dipped and dipped and dipped below where Tsunami was. But since Tsunami never moved and her lip sync was here, I understand why Morphine, because at least she gave us something at the beginning, but her energy just faded and faded and faded for me. So I wasn't that impressed. I know she could do better than what she did, so I hope to see her do better. But I still do like Morphine. I still think the results was deserved, and it was right.
Absolutely. And yeah, the girls are distraught. Morphine is distraught. Plain shows some emotion for the first time this season. I wish I would have seen more of, her friendship with Tsunami. That would have been nice to see.
That would have been nice to see.
But
like, we've missed out on a lot of people's friendships this season. About a lot of people. I'm like, we're not seeing.
I think we missed a lot. We missed a lot of Dawn and Amanda too.
Yeah, like I didn't
they
know
are
they were that close.
They are best friends. So,
Very
it is what it is. We love you, Tsunami. And we move into this episode. We come back into the workroom the next day. RuPaul walks in and we get a mini challenge.
Yeah.
That, we're doing spit takes. Whatever. Like, whatever.
Whatever.
whatever. My favorite part of this, though, is what RuPaul was saying to them to get the spit take. And the one I thought that was the funniest was the person who won, which was Nymphia. Being like, guess what, Nymphia? We have to do Snatch Game again this week.
Oh, Nymphia was like, what? Too soon. Too soon. I was like, absolutely too soon.
And then what was it to Sapphira? It was like, we've got the DNA test results.
You are the father. You're the father. Her father. She's like, oh, that makes even better sense.
That makes more sense, yeah. But yeah, I was like, this is a cute, completely, no stakes in this mini challenge.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything. And these are the kinds of mini challenges that I do enjoy. Nymphia winning, sure. Why not?
Why not?
Okay, great. And so we find out that the Maxi Challenge this week is another design challenge. Yay! In basically 8 competitive episodes, y'all are going to do 3 design challenges.
Come on.
They haven't done this kind of shit since season 3. And season 3 is known as the designer season because there were 3 design challenges.
I'm gonna say, tell me who you don't want to win without telling me who you
tell me y'all are trying to send Mhi'ya home without telling me y'all are trying to send Mhi'ya home. And unfortunately, Mhi'ya ain't going home. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Oh God, I love Mhi'ya on LePaige. Truly, genuinely love her.
I am a fan.
We'll talk about it. But so we are making neo-goth runway looks. And I do like that it's just a traditional design challenge. It's not we've done the unconventional this season with the menswear and the ball. I really like the doll challenge as well. And that was, beyond just a traditional design challenge. So I do like that it's, it is the 3rd design challenge of the season, but it is a traditional design challenge in that you have all of the materials that you need, make a garment. Now of these like fabrics, materials, things like that, Lana, what would you have grabbed?
I mean, I definitely would have grabbed like the shiny black, like glittery fabric that I saw. I would have grabbed that. I probably would have grabbed the fabric that Sapphira got.
Sapphira, yeah.
Sapphira. Because I'm thinking of Flavor of Love.
You're thinking of Flavor of Love. We've all been thinking of Flavor of Love all season.
For some reason. I don't know. Sapphira.
Yes.
I would have grabbed that white and black fabric.
Yes.
And used it like as a trim. So it can break up the monotony of the glittery
maybe some geometric sort of trim, even not just like on the hems, but like
no, something like to break up, like puts patches of it here and there.
I'm saying like some sort. Remember what Plain did for the doll challenge with the angular sort of situation? I would have done something like that. Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I would have done. I would have grabbed that, and then grabbed a couple little black roses and things for some dramatic effect of some sort.
Yes, of course,
absolutely.
Yeah.
What about
I think I would have gone like neo-goth, but like maybe futuristic. I don't know. I really liked, of the fabrics that we did see, I really loved the lace that was on the back of Mhi'ya's gown.
Yeah,
I really liked the fabric that Q grabbed. I would have included enough black, but I also really would have relied on the white and the gray as well to kind of sell it. Because I say it all the time when looking at looks, it's like when you're presenting a black runway look on Drag Race, black is in the color, not the people. Because black excellence is always fantastic. But when presenting the black as in the color, hey, I have to clarify, okay?
Okay.
I have to clarify. But when presenting black looks on the runway, a lot of detail does end up getting lost. And so for this kind of challenge, I would go big silhouette, big detail. I wouldn't focus on smaller details because you're not going to be able to see them.
Right.
Like I would do some like big elaborate sort of like ruching situation on the shoulder, create like maybe like a crescent moon sort of like headpiece that goes around with this like big dramatic drape, and do a more like simple silhouette on the actual gown itself. Because again, any smaller details in the gown, they're just going to get lost.
Yeah. I felt like that's why, for me, Nymphia stood out so much.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. But yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah. So the girls are working. The girls are doing their thing. It's a lot of workroom stuff, and yet not a whole lot of workroom stuff.
Right.
It's a lot of them just like making their gown, and it's a lot of rehashing of, okay, who's a designer? Okay, who's not a designer?
It's also a lot of the girls nitpicking at Plasma. Yes. And I was like, why are y'all jumping on Plasma so much? And not even jumping on her in a bad way, but questioning everything she's doing. Like Dawn had a lot to add to question, and Plain was questioning her, and Q was questioning her, and she kind of got out of sorts with things because she was getting so much information, or so many
differing opinions,
critiques, opinions, and all of that, that it was starting to mess with her. And she was kind of like second guessing everything she was doing and thinking about, is this right? Is that right? I don't know. Yeah. It was very interesting. It was very, very interesting.
Because I mean, spoiler, I would have never expected necessarily Plasma to go home on this episode, because I did think we were getting Plasma at least for like another couple of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And of course they sent her home right before the singing challenge, of course. But I also thought it was very interesting that we're getting on. I understood that the people also getting on Mhi'ya a little bit, because we know Mhi'ya doesn't sew, and we know she barely made it through the last 2 design challenges that they had, and she was low and in the bottom 2 for both of those. So I thought more people would be like, "Oh, well, Mhi'ya, I hope you know the words." But it was a very interesting sort of scenario to see everybody coming after Plasma in that way. And I don't think what Q or Dawn was doing was meant maliciously. I cannot say the same about Miss Generic Judy, though. Just because we know the kind of character she's trying to present herself as on this season. So, but I actually really did like Dawn's, criticism and suggestion of, they've seen you do this a few times. This is a great opportunity for you to step outside of the Plasma box. But in that sense, we've seen a lot of girls on Drag Race step out of their box for one episode and they go home. And unfortunately, Plasma did succumb to that. And I'll talk about what I think she could have done to be on brand with her look and still step outside of the box. Because I had a very clear vision, seeing what she was originally going to do and seeing what she presented on the runway. I saw a very clear path forward where she could have been safe. But that's just me personally. So we get that. The big whole controversy over the episode is that Sapphira is helping Mhi'ya with her gown. And she's helping Mhi'ya. She's cutting out patterns for Mhi'ya. She does everything but sew the garment for Mhi'ya. And Mhi'ya did sew the garment. But I'm also like, she was clearly very confident in what she presented, and she had every right to be. Sapphira.
Absolutely.
Sapphira had every right to be very confident in what she had already done. Why not take that extra time and help someone who has been someone to rely on in the competition? I wish we would have seen more of the Sapphira and Mhi'ya relationship prior, because there's clearly something there that, they've clearly made a bond on this season. So it would have been nice to see, a little bit of that. But I don't see an issue with Sapphira helping out Mhi'ya.
I don't either, because honestly, we've seen other queens on other series, on other episodes, helping people with their design challenge. I mean, heck, we watched Italia and watched a queen have a complete meltdown, and the queen stepped in to help her. Like Melissa helped her with her look and made it so she won't be naked on the runway.
Silvana de la Mayan.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Silvana de la Mañana and Melissa Bianchini.
And Melissa Bianchini. Absolutely. Shout out to them. Yeah. But yeah, we've seen this. We've seen it in other franchises where people just help people because it is, why not? If you're confident in your gown and your gown is pretty much done or almost to the point where you know you'll finish it, why not help somebody who is struggling? Because I don't want to be in a competition where I feel like the reason I took you out is because you can't sew. I want to be able, like, the reason I took you out is because my look was just better than yours.
Exactly. Like, I want to outperform you. I want to make sure that we're all on at least a similar level to where that way, like, and we've seen girls in the past do that. And I think a lot of people online specifically were talking about how we've seen things like that happen before on Drag Race, and those girls didn't perform. The girls that helped everybody else didn't perform up to standard. You can't say that about Sapphira in this instance because she had one of the best outfits of the evening.
And she performed the heck out of it.
Exactly. So it's like, if her garment had suffered because she was helping Mhi'ya, that would be one thing, but that's not the case here. So I understand the critique. I just really don't agree with it. But that's just me. So that's happening. All the things are happening. I do love, to go back to the start of the workroom segment, I do love that Dawn is just sitting there being like, well, I'm happy it's a design challenge because that means I have an automatic spot in the top 7. Like, let's just be real and honest here. Right. I'm loving Dawn. I'm surprised we're not getting more Dawn in the episodes because I think every time Dawn is on screen, she's hilarious.
I mean, here's the thing. Plain is acting or trying to be the villain of the season when the actual villain is Dawn. But Dawn is the villain in a funny way.
Dawn is the villain that I love watching.
Right. Dawn is
Plain is the villain that I can't stand.
Right. Dawn is the villain that is like, okay, girl, go and be that villain. You want to see her be the villain. You want to see.
She's just the shady.
She's so shady. She's super duper shady. And it's fun shade. And so that's the thing. But Plain is the villain that you be like, girl, now you're just trying too hard. Like, I feel like she's trying too hard to be the villain. And it's mean. It's a mean type of villain. Dawn is a fun type of villain, and I love it. I'm here for it.
I remember pre-season, all the girls got asked, like in all the interviews that they do pre-season, it's like, oh, who's the villain of the season? So many people said Dawn, which I was like, what do you mean? I get it now. I've also seen
she talk her talk.
Yeah. Speaking of Plain, I want to ask you because we've been, very vocally kind of anti-Plain a little bit. Not all of us here at the Cup, but some of us, me. I've been very anti-Plain for most of the season. I have to be honest. I don't know whether it's just we're seeing less of her or if she's actually turning over that same leaf that she had that she talked about. I find myself softening ever so slightly to her. I still don't like her. But I'm happy that, over the last couple of episodes specifically before this, we're getting more Plain backstory. And I think the thing for me is I'm just understanding her perspective a little bit more. And I'm like, yeah, I get why you're why you're kind of like this nasty character. And I can tell now that she's putting a lot of this on. And that I don't think she's really this horrible, horrible person. She might still be. There's a very high likelihood that she still might be. But I was going to ask you whether, specifically Plain, but whether your opinion on anyone really on the cast has changed now that we're halfway through.
I mean, I still like everybody. I liked, I think from the beginning, I thought this cast was going to be great. Plain was the one person I was I'm indifferent towards. I think my stance on her has changed somewhat. I think I'm at the point because I think if you would have listened to our podcast last week, we talked about something like this, how seeing Plain's backstory, like you said, and hearing her story and seeing what she's been through, it's kind of like, okay, I might not like her. She might not be number 1 on my list.
She might not be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 either, but
sure. But she is definitely, I understand her more. And me understanding her more makes me it's not a visceral, like, ugh, feeling for her. It's kind of, it's like, okay. So I think she's moved there. From, and I think I was indifferent about her, me personally, because I was kind of like, I don't want to take anything from outside and bring it on inside the show. I wanted to talk about her as the character on the show that we're talking about.
Sure.
And the first episode, I was kind of like, ooh, she's kind of, But I think now I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? Okay. I'm indifferent now. I'm more indifferent of, I don't hate her.
Yeah.
She's not my favorite, but I don't hate her. So I'm just like,
yeah,
I'm indifferent about Jane at this point.
I think a lot of that, because I tend to agree with you as well. I think a lot of that has to do with just the fact that this season is such high quality as a whole.
And she's good.
And her drag is very good.
I have to give her flowers where her flowers are due. And I feel like she's good. She's good at what she does. Yeah. And so since that adds on top of, of understanding her now, my indifference is leaning towards the she's okay instead of leaning towards the I don't like her. So
that's fair. Yeah. I think I'm definitely, in a similar spot with her to you. Like, I'm like, she's fine.
She's fine.
She's acceptable. She's there. I have to deal with her because she's probably going to make it to the end of the season. Like, that's where I'm at with playing at this point.
And on my other draft, she's making me do really well. So I love her.
You're winning that draft.
I'm winning that draft.
Because I'm literally in second place, and I'm not even close. For context, Lana has Nymphia and
Playing.
I have Sapphira and Mhi'ya, which I love my team dearly.
Oh, damn.
And half of them are really serving as far as draft points are concerned. And then there's Mhi'ya on LePaige, who I love.
Absolutely adore.
But, you know what?
As far as draft points concerned.
Yeah, as far as draft points are concerned, not doing, there could have been other choices that could have been made. But I don't have anything else to talk about from the episode, Lana. I think we should just...
I think so.
Yeah, dive in. That's a very good view of our background that we've been blocking the whole time. So here, this is the background. Enjoy if you're watching. But now I'm going to cover it with,
Do you want to know something funny?
Huh?
David just found out and realized yesterday why we play the music. And that's so we can get the slideshow up and ready in time.
Oh.
And he was like, oh.
Yeah, and like it gives me an opportunity to. I kind of just started doing it because it helped. But
that's what I was like. It gives us an opportunity to pull the slideshow and move us in the right place.
Yeah.
He was like, I just realized why y'all do that. I was like,
I kind of love that. Honestly,
I love that, David. So if you watch it, Belgique, our review of Belgique, which we put up there, you'll see it. How David realizes why we play the music in between that and the slideshow. He wants to pull out all my tea. I'm gonna spill his tea too because he spilled my tea.
Good, as you should.
Because he spilled all my tea yesterday, so I'm spilling his tea.
I leave y'all alone for 2 seconds.
Yep, and we go buck wild. Love you, David.
I love you, David. Obviously, because I know you're listening to this at 2.8 speed. We love
Absolutely.
You. Also, not me. Today's a breaking the fourth wall day. Apparently on the podcast. Not me going 28 minutes into the podcast and not putting up the ticker banner. Like I just realized it.
You pulled a me. You pulled a me.
I sure did.
Because I do sure that all the time, baby. I be like, ooh. I go look. At least you realize halfway through. I realize at the end. I'm like,
oh, I've fully done it. Like I go to do the outro, and I'm like, oh,
ooh, I ain't put that up the whole time.
But yes, our gorgeous judging panel. Our guest judge Kaya Gerber. I don't know who she is.
Supermodel of some kind.
Great.
Word.
Lovely, I think. I want to talk for a moment, Lana, about Miss Paul here today on this occasion. Miss Paul looks incredible.
Absolutely.
This is one of my favorite. I think this is, and it might actually statistically be my favorite. I think this is one of, if not my favorite looks of the season so far on RuPaul.
You know what it looks like to me?
Huh?
And for our Project Runway fans, this is for you. A glittery Rami dress.
Oh my God, it's kind of Rami, but it's also kind of an Uli dress.
Oh, it's a Rami Uli dress. It's the pattern of an Uli dress, but the draping of a Rami dress.
Period.
A Ruli dress.
Oh my God.
I love a Ruli dress.
A Ruli dress. It's a Ruli dress. There we go.
Period. Work.
Shout out to our Project Runway reviews, which we will be back very shortly to do season 5.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think she looks fabulous.
Yes.
I think stunning. I think Michelle Massage looks great.
Michelle looks lovely as always. You know, a little black mini and a little, knee-high, I think, velvet boot. It's cute.
But I will say this. Kaya, I like her style.
I like her.
I like her in this episode, and we will get to it. I like her. But this pantsuit here is so simple, but yet so fashionable and comfortable looking. Like, yeah.
And it fits so perfectly on her.
Yeah. And it's like, even the oversize of the jacket is so good, though.
It's so good.
I like it.
I was like, you better work, girl. Like, okay.
I liked her. I liked her a lot in this episode.
Yeah. Same here. Her calling out, I'm just going to say it now, her calling out Michelle.
Oh, that was it for...
Oh, I want to talk about it now. I don't want to wait.
Okay, let's talk about it.
The way she clocked Michelle. Who was Michelle? Was about Nymphia?
Nymphia.
Yeah. The way she talks about Michelle is like critiquing Nymphia for the face piece that we'll see shortly. I'm very excited to talk about it. And Kaya just goes, "Well, no, because like she could walk down any runway right now, and it would be so perfectly on brand."
And she said, Michelle was like, "I don't like that we couldn't see your face this entire time." And Kaya was like, "Oh, I've done several runways where I had a piece on that nobody could see my face, and it worked just perfectly. She could walk down a runway right now and be very couture." And I was like, "Goop." She was like, "Uh-huh." I was like, "Oh,
old school Michelle would have fought her, but new school Michelle is allegedly trying to be a host of a franchise, so she can't do that anymore."
She gooped? Wait, she can't do it anymore?
Well, she could, but she's trying to stay. I don't know. She's trying to be a bit more PC RuPaul, or not a bit more PC Michelle.
Well, she got gooped and gagged by Miss Kaya, and Miss Kaya snatched her soul and was like, "No, what you're not going to do is act like this ain't good."
And Carson was there.
Was right there with her. Carson was there, sure.
Carson was there.
Nice blue jacket.
Again, this is my petition to have a permanent panel spot that is every single week filled with a fabulous Black woman. Like, I need it. I want TS to have the permanent spot because she deserves it. But I want a rotation between Leslie Jones, Nicole Byer, Lonnie Love, because Lonnie was a permanent rotating guest judge for one season. Lonnie was incredible. It was season 13 when the first season they filmed under COVID. They rotated between, it was Lonnie Love, Nicole Byer, and I believe it was T.S. Madison. And so they were the guest judges the whole season because they couldn't bring anybody else in. It was Gorgina. I loved it.
I want to add a couple of people to that list.
Yes, please.
Amber Riley.
Absolutely.
How
has Amber Riley not been a guest judge?
I think she was.
She has been.
She was been a guest judge once.
Or was an early season.
It was very early. I remember.
Was it her and Chris Colfer on the same episode?
I don't
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
I don't know.
But yeah, continue with the fabulous women.
But Amber and Taylor Hale, for sure.
She has to, right?
Has to be on there, right? Like she has
eventually. Eventually, she's gotta. She is doing all the Paramount things right now.
She got to. So it would make sense for her to be a host on there. And And if they could get this person, I feel like this is she would be amazing. But she's very A-list right now, so I don't know if y'all go get her. Miss Taraji P. Henson.
She's been on.
Oh, she's been on.
Get
her back.
Taraji was on, yeah.
Get her back. I love her.
Oh my God, how could I forget the episode that Amber Riley was on? Because she was on the same episode as Rest in Power Natalie Cole when we had the iconic Natalie Cole lip sync. Shout out to not kind of sort of friend of the pod. I would like her to be, because Eve knows her very well. Shout out to Miss Dita Ritz.
Okay.
Who performed that will be on Alana Reacts. I'm going to make sure you have experienced the icon and diva and the iconic moment that is Miss Dita Ritz, and also the princess, who does a very good job. But Miss Dita Ritz lip syncing to This Will Be by Natalie Cole in front of Natalie Cole and Amber Riley.
Oh, love it.
Taraji was on. Taraji was on Drag. She had to be. Yeah, she was on Drag Race. I was like, she had to be.
Okay.
Glam is on Prime. It was season 14.
Okay, cool.
She was on for a design challenge on season 14. It was very good. Yeah.
Word. Well, then
there's so much Drag Race. I forget who. But bring Taraji back.
I would love that.
Bring Amber back. Bring Leslie Jones back. Leslie Jones is one of the best guest judges they have ever had because she was so in it. Like,
I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure.
So good. Anyway, we got to talk about these looks. So, category is See You Next Wednesday.
Tip, tap, tap for the background.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And first up, Plain Jane.
Yeah. Oh, we did not talk about this moment in the workroom between Plain and Plasma.
We did a bit.
We didn't talk about how Plain was Q told Plain that Plasma was changing her look.
We did a little bit. I mentioned it. We didn't go into it.
But we didn't go into it. And then
go into it. Speak on it.
Because then Plain went to ask Plasma what her look was. I heard you doing strips, da-da-da-da. And Plasma's like, well, I haven't seen your look. What do your look like so I can tell you if mine look like that? And she was like, no. So I was like, girl, how you expect her to...
That was one of those moments where I was like, girl, Plain, what the hell are you doing?
Me too. I was like, girl.
I will go ahead and say, and again, I'm trying to not be biased against her. Trying not to be biased against Plain Jane. I honestly think Plain should have been in the bottom 3. And I think my scores will reflect that when we look at it at the end. I don't think this is bad by any means of the imagination. However, this was a very strong design challenge across the board. And I think there were 5 looks that were stronger than what Plain presented.
I agree. I think this was a perfectly nice outfit, but it was a bodysuit with some thigh-high boots and some straps and strips around it. Is it detailed? Yes. I love the chain detailing and all of that. It's a nice look, but it's perfectly solid and good compared to a lot of people that was great.
Yeah. Like, for me, there's a lot of polish here. My favorite part of this is this wig. This short, it gives me... Miss Needles on her original season. We don't talk about her that much, but that hair on her original season was good. She did this it was very kind of like short black hair. It was very, very good. And I really like this hair on her. I like the chain detailing on the shoulder. I think there's enough detail to keep me interested in the garment. But at the end of the day, it's a bodysuit with shoulder pads and a thigh-high boot that I know she didn't make the boot.
No.
So I just think, for me, she was number 6. I wouldn't have had her, in the bottom 2. Right. I think it is a serviceable garment made of materials that is on her body. She looks, it's a polished, good look, but it's nothing more than, a polished, good look for me. So.
Agreed.
Yeah. Scores.
For me, I will give this 77.
I gave her a 72. Right in the middle. Good.
Yeah.
Nothing. Average.
It's good.
Average.
It was a solid look. Detailing. I put in the scores for the details that she put in it.
Yep. Oh no. Next up, Mhi'ya Iman LePaige. Here's what I'm gonna go ahead and say. This garment that Sapphira cut for her and modeled for her, not modeled for her, helped her create, I don't think it's bad. The garment itself is not a bad garment.
Mm-hmm.
Her accessorization of it is the reason she was in the bottom two.
Mm.
And I think had there been a couple more, if this was the second design challenge of the season, I think Mhi'ya could have swept by safe.
Mm.
But I do agree with the judges when they said having all of this bulky jewelry around the neck, she looked 3 foot tall.
Yep.
And I really think this would have been a lovely moment as well for her to do. I would have loved had this look been a little bit more Bride of Frankenstein. Give her an updo so you see all the lace detailing in the back, because that long Cher wig is a good wig, but it's blocking all of the lace detailing in the back. I would have loved some sort of updo. And I would have loved, I did like the idea, I think it was Kaya was talking about doing like a big plunging neckline in the front. And I would have loved like a little cutout in the back from that. And that's not difficult to do. You just cut it. Like you sew this together and you cut the front, you cut the back, and you hem it a little bit with some hot glue. Like that's not that difficult to do. I just think the garment itself is serviceable. The way she presented it was not up to par.
Yeah, I agree. It was the accessories that threw it off. It looked like for bigger people, it looked like you were trying, the top was just too tight, but you squeeze yourself in there. But the shirt is just hanging on for dear life at the, against the bosom area. And it's just so tight, even though it's supposed to look like that because of the fabric. But it's just so over that, like that necklace didn't need to be there. Cut a collar, even if you didn't want to do a plunging neckline, do a U-shaped collar, a cowl, to show some skin, give it a little something. And I agree with you. The updo would have been great with the stripe. It would have been, like you said, Bride of Frankenstein type deal. I didn't mind the like the birds on the shoulders and things like that. It was just
the spiders down the side,
good.
Down the seam was really, really good. If she had gone full spider and done some sort of updo with like a spider's web in it or something, I don't know if they had those kind of materials necessarily. She could have done something with like some like a lace headpiece in kind of like an updo situation, or hell, pull out that damn pussycat wig that she's been wearing every damn week, because at the end of the day it looks good on her, and do some sort of like fascinator, like spider fascinator or something along those lines.
Yeah,
I just wanted a little bit more visual interest, and I unfortunately did not get that from her.
Right.
So, yeah. Scores for Miss Mhi'ya Iman LePaige.
For me, it was a 69.
Nice. I gave her a 60.
Yeah.
Next up, Zorn.
Zorn is the.
It's Zorn. I like this. I like it. I think I love this tiered chandelier situation she's got going on.
Yes.
In the skirt, I think that was my favorite part of it. I wish the top of the garment was a little more dramatic. I wish there was a bit more draping. I do like the drape that she does have going on in the top. I love kind of the feathers coming out of the face. I wish they blended in with the face, and I wish it wasn't, just sticking out in front. That kind of, from the side view, it bothered me a little bit. But I love the wig. I love this makeup on her. Overall, solid.
Yeah. I thought this look was good. I love the concept of the look. I like what she did with the bottom of it and having like that the fish line hanging so it can the chandelier can hang. I thought that was really good. It looked good on the runway when she walked. I do agree. I needed a little bit more in the top. It just seemed a little too simple, but to go with that amazing bottom. And I like what she did with the hair. I love her makeup in this. Like, I think she did really well. She changed up her makeup a little bit. Love that. We got the elf ears back. I was happy for that because that was quintessential Dawn. And so I love that. I do agree with you about the feather and the headpiece. Like, I wish it blended more, but it was still a good effect. It looked good on the runway. In stills, maybe not as much as it did when it was on the runway moving.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought it was a solidly good look. And definitely deserved to be her high placement. It was because it was good. It was good.
I think I might have had someone else in the top over her, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. Okay. I think it was very, very good. What I would have done to fix the feather situation, I just thought about it as you were giving your critique. I would have loved had she taken and I don't know if this was even really feasible because I don't know what kind of like tools they have in the workroom. I would have loved if she had cut the ends of those feather pieces that stick out to line so that they line up in length with the cut of the hairline of that wig. So it would have been like the one in the front and then the two corners because it's kind of it's a bit of like a receded hairline on this wig. So I would have loved if everything had just lined up with the hairline. I think that would have been a bit more aesthetically pleasing for me, but it's not bad what she did at all. So scores.
I give her an 80.
I give her a 77. Next up, Morphine Love Dion. And when I say Morphine should have been in the top 3, I think this is gorgeous. There is no universe for me that she should have been in the bottom 3. No universe for me. Is it the most, dramatic out there kind of silhouette? No. Is it the most dramatic concept ever? No. I think what she did here was so beautifully executed. The way that these like thin pieces come off of her body on the shoulder, off of the chest, on the side, it adds so much interest to me. And then the trumpet skirt at the bottom, I think, is so well done. It's so polished. And she made that. For me, I would have given her a top placement. She wouldn't have been my winner, per se, but I would have given her a top placement for sure. I was really impressed by Morphine here. And going as far as to do the full grayscale makeup and do it so impeccably well. And I have a problem with the girls that do the grayscale makeup or do like a different colored makeup other than their natural skin tone. And they don't do, every part of the body that is exposed. Morphine did every part of her body that was exposed. She did the hand, she did the arm, she did the shoulder, she did the face. And I just think I don't get a bottom 3 placement for this look. I really don't. Because I think all of the details here, though not reinventing the wheel, RuPaul herself has said you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes the wheel is fine as is. And I think this wheel is fantastic.
I agree with you. I don't think she should have been in the bottom. I think this look is really good. It's simple yet effective. We talked about that yesterday on the UK. Sometimes you don't need a elaborate look to make it effective. This was simple yet effective and still dragged out. Like all the fins, like you said, poking in different directions, and the dress fit her body perfectly. Her makeup was stunning. She looked gorgeous. She looked like a glam goth goddess. Like, I think this is one of my favorite looks from Miss Morphine that I've seen. Her makeup was just did it for me. It was a good, simple yet effective, clean look. I wouldn't have had her in the bottom at all because I think she nailed the assignment.
Yeah. I'm so mad. It's clear to me they don't want Morphine going much further. That's just what this whole episode told me, is that they just don't want her going that far forward. So, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But scores for Morphine.
I gave her an 86.
I gave her an 88.
Mm-hmm.
I really
did.
liked it. I will say as well, because David does have his scores in here. Again, shout out to David.
Shout out, David.
Love David.
Word.
Morphine would have been in the top 3 for David as well.
Do we give David score?
David gave her. We haven't given to any of David's scores.
We need to give David scores then.
Great. So David gave Plain an 80.
Okay.
Mhi'ya a 76.
Okay.
Dawn a 72.
Okay.
And Morphine an 81.
Okay. All right. So, very on brand for David.
Very on brand for David. I'm surprised. I'm interested when hopefully he's back next week. I'm interested to see what he didn't like about Dawn.
Okay.
Because I think.
Look, we'll ask him in the group chat.
Because he would have had Dawn in the bottom too. Ooh, okay. Well.
And I oop. Okay.
And I oop. Oh, well, we've come to the part of our program today, Lana, where we have to discuss Miss Plazzy.
Who we love.
I adore this woman. She is one of my absolute favorite people to come out of Drag Race in the last couple of years. I think she is so talented. She's got such a bright future ahead of her.
Absolutely.
And this look was shit.
This wasn't it.
This was bad. This was bad. But I do have to say, I had a solution for this based on what she did here and what she had in the workroom originally. Now, on her mannequin in the workroom, when Dawn was giving her the critique basically of like, don't do this, do something different. What she had was this, like, it looked like black velour, sort of like shoulder pad leotard situation. And that was what was on her mannequin. I would have loved, scrap the top, because the top here I don't love. I would have taken that black velour with the shoulder pad or the shoulder pieces, done that with these pants, and then done either a full sleeve with some cutouts, or I would have incorporated this black and gray houndstooth. Because the houndstooth is cute, but doing kind of a leotard with some skin showing on the side, with the pant, with the double belt still, that would have been very classy, but that still would have given a nod to Plasma, but still been so different from what she was already doing and presenting on the show. And I think that's maybe the direction she needed to go, as opposed to this.
Yeah, this wasn't it for me. I felt like the shirt was cut weird. This portion that it was, I don't know, was cut weird. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. And I don't want to just keep beating down Plasma about this. It just wasn't the best look. I don't know what I wanted.
Her makeup journey, though,
good.
The makeup is great. It's not the best makeup she's had this season, but it is a great makeup on her. And, that does something. That does something. So, scores for Plasma.
I gave her a 50.
I gave her a 44.
I couldn't, my heart wouldn't let me go further down because I
really
love her.
I can't go any higher. I cannot go any lower. That is what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing. That is what I'm presented with here today. And I love Plasma dearly.
Okay.
Yeah. Now let's move on to Miss Sapphira Cristal.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgina. Gorgina.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The way she presented this, just when RuPaul said disgruntled haunted mansion worker, and she said, she said, oh, well, whatever idea I had going into this runway, throw that out the door.
Uh-huh.
And I'm working with this. And she's just like, she is such a smart queen.
Smart.
And that's why she's been my winner pick from day one, because not only is she good at drag, but she's so good at Drag Race.
Yes.
She's taking every little nugget of things that RuPaul is telling her.
Yep.
And doing everything she needs to do.
Because she came out to be like, I'm the bridesmaid of it. Like, she wasn't coming out to be the disgruntled worker at a haunted mansion. She just came out to be like, I'm a bridesmaid again at this other wedding, like, and I'm goth, so of course you gotta have an attitude. And so she just came out like, mm-hmm. And when RuPaul said that, she was like, and she said, I was like, girl. Mm-hmm. And she played that up. I said, you better work.
And that's why she's going to win this season. I know there's a lot of people that could. But I am still, in my heart of hearts, just like, if she doesn't win, I'm scared though, Lana. I'm going to be honest. I'm scared about RuPaul not to established queens in back-to-back seasons. I'm worried.
But here's the thing. Only thing that gives me a little bit of glimmer of like hope and not worry is, I think, if she gets to that final two and has to perform, I don't think nobody outperforming her.
Oh, absolutely not.
Ain't nobody outperforming her. Out of the four who I think are going to be the final four, ain't none of them outperforming her. They're not outperforming her. And it's going to be so undeniable, like to this episode, that you won't be able to deny her. So
yeah,
that's my only glimmer of hope right there. But I understand why you're nervous.
I'm always worried for my favorites. I was worried for Sasha.
Absolutely.
I was worried for Sasha. I had no reason to be worried for Sasha, but I was worried for Sasha. And I think there are a lot of people that could win this season, but I still, in my heart of hearts, believe that Sapphira Cristal is the correct choice for this season.
Absolutely.
She did not wait 11 seasons to get on this show to not deliver the way she is and win the season. She has not faltered.
Nope.
Everyone else on this season has faltered at least once.
Yep.
Or if not falter, I think the only other person I could say that maybe hasn't had a horrible moment yet is Plain Jane.
I mean, she even had a dip though. I feel like this episode was a dip.
I agree with you, but there's a lot of people that I don't know necessarily would agree with that. But I don't think anyone can say Sapphira has had any bad week on this show so far. Even the week she took her damn potion was not a bad week for her, because she would have been just safe. Or hell, she might have been in the top. So I don't know. But I love Miss Sapphira. I'm very happy with what she presented here on this runway today. So scores.
I gave Miss Sapphira 87.
I gave her an 88.
Work.
Her. Because the gown itself is lovely. We didn't even talk about the gown.
The gown itself is lovely.
The cutout sleeves on this gown was my favorite part of everything. The only thing that I still liked it. The whole lace piece in the front. From far away doesn't really look all that great. The close-ups looked really nice. But that was the only thing. But it's still not a bad look. At all. So. And speaking of not bad looks at all whatsoever, Nymphia Wind.
This heifer don't miss.
No.
This heifer don't miss.
Not on the runway.
On
Not
the
on the runway.
Oh, I was going to clarify. She misses in challenges, but she don't miss on the freaking runway. This, my friend, was my favorite look of the night. I literally gasped when she walked out, and I loved that she gave us the Morticia Adams stroll with the walk on the runway, because baby, if you ain't asking for neo-goth, this is neo-goth couture. Oh, this is stunning. I would see some supermodel, rich socialite, somebody trying to wear this at somebody's funeral. Like, this was perfection. This was simply perfection. I'm pretty much sure this probably gonna make the top 10 of March on our top 10 list.
Probably.
Because, baby, this was stupidly stunning. Ugh.
It's just, I mean, what is there to say? The draping on the skirt alone is like, I could talk about that for hours. The way she layered all of these gorgeous lace fabrics over each other was gorgeous. The plumage here on the chest is gorgeous. The whole face piece, the entire head piece, like there's really just she has not missed on the runway.
Mm-mm.
Her and Sapphira have not missed on the runway. That fucking look she wore last week. I wasn't here to talk about it, but good Lord. Like, I'm sorry. See, the reason I want Sapphira to win this season is so she can go on all winners.
Mm-hmm.
And I want Nymphia to be able to come back for something to show off more looks from her kooky brain. That's what I want personally.
Nymphia on something versus the world of somebody of some sort.
I want her on Global All-Stars.
Or Global All-Stars.
Like, talk about Global All-Stars.
She is a Global All-Star.
She is a Global All-Star.
She is indeed the personification of a Global All-Star. Like, I need Nymphia back at an All-Star or a Global All-Star or something versus the world. She just needs to be back to show us more Nymphia. Ugh.
Scores.
Duh.
Yeah.
You get the cup, baby. Full.
Yeah. Most definitely. And from one great look to another great look, and that's cute. I was just have you seen that thing going around where everyone's comparing her to that one spider from that one animated show? I do not remember the show.
Mm-mm.
There's a very real comparison here. Like, she looks dead ass like this spider from this animated show, who just has one curl in the front and a white face. Like, that's, I don't remember what it's from. I do distinctly remember it, but I do not remember what it's from. But when I saw that on Twitter, I was like, well, yeah, no, that's it. Like, that's what it is. I will say, I think this is an absolutely gorgeous look. I think this is so impeccably made. And I think Q did a phenomenal job here. For me, this was my number 2. Because I think when it comes down to the category of neo-goth, I think her and Nymphia did a very good job at it. I think Nymphia embodied the concept a little bit stronger than Miss Q did. Not that Miss Q did not, because she did. She did a very good job with this concept. I just think Nymphia did it just a scotch better.
Absolutely. Nymphia did it better. But this is cute. This is good. It's put together well, technically sound. She rocked it. She deserved her high placement. But I think Nymphia took the win.
Yeah.
But it was good though, girl. It was good though. It was good though. That's all I got. Because what
Yeah.
else can you say about good and greatness? This is greatness.
Yeah. I love the tattered, the whole tattered situation happening on the chest too, with all of the safety pins, and I think that adds so much to it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Scores.
I gave her a 98.
I gave her a 97 because it's so good.
It's
So
good.
good. It's good.
It's so real good.
So that's that. We Plane does not use her immunity potion, which means she has to use it next week. For something. I don't know what it is, but something.
Uses or it goes away.
Yeah. So good for you, girl. But and we get our judging. Untucked for me, I'm gonna be honest, not much happens in Untucked. I didn't have anything. The Untucks really, like early season, the Untucks were very dramatic, very, drama. These now I'm like, oh, okay. Sure.
I've gotten very kumbaya.
Very. It's because Plain Jane stopped standing up in the middle of Untucked and just like, you are horrible. She stopped doing that. So, we've got less to talk about with Untucked. So we go back to the runway. We have kind of sort of a top four, it feels like.
That's what it felt like to me.
Nymphia, Sapphira, Q, and Dawn. With the win going to Q, which, hey, I'm not mad at it. For me and for you, it would have been Miss Wind.
Absolutely.
So,
Whatever.
But hey, Q has 2 wins now.
Work.
The fact that Sapphira does not have 2 wins,
mind-boggling.
The fact that Sapphira doesn't have 3 or 4 wins at this point, mind-boggling.
I mean, I'm still surprised Nymphia
only has 1.
Mine. But you know what I did not like though?
Huh?
I mean, I love that Q got her second win. And I know she's happy. I appreciate it. I don't like how smug of a winner Q is about winning. And I'm like, I get it, but it's something about it just rubs me the wrong way. I get it. I get why she's happy, and she deserves to be happy. Feelings valid. Got it. Good. It's just something about how she wins rubs me the wrong way.
I understand that. And I could potentially agree with you in that. So, unfortunately, we do have a very, very clear bottom 2 on this occasion here. It is Mhi'ya and it is Plasma, and there's no one else that could have been on the bottom. Unfortunately.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Now, I know we have been waiting to talk about this lip sync, aka the Mhi'ya Iman LePaige show, because we are lip syncing to the TikTok sped up version of Bloody Mary by Lady Gaga, which I have to say is a song I have been waiting for. I was like, they have to do a lip sync song on theme, right? I was like, I don't know what the song could even be. Of course it's Bloody Mary. Of course it is.
I mean, Lady Gaga.
It's been a minute since we've had Miss Gaga as a lip sync song. At least on the US version. We've had it on the international ones.
I was did not just hear
Belgique?
But we just heard.
Yeah, Belgique was
I heard already.
Oh, Rain on Me, yes.
Yeah.
We just had Rain on Me. I was like, we've had Gaga internationally.
Right, but not Gaga in the US.
They really shelled out the damn money this season, honestly. Like, they shelled out the money for some good song. They paid for Janet Jackson. They paid for Miss Whitney. They paid for Beyonce. They paid for Gaga.
Yeah.
Like,
what? Work.
There's probably some other ones we're missing that I just don't remember.
Oh, Miley Cyrus.
Oh, they pay for Miley. They pay for Cher.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, it's a bit of a back catalog Cher, but still, they pay for Cher.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and hey, again, we're going to talk about how much we love Plasma here.
Mm-hmm. We love it. We love Plasma.
Plasma is a wonderful entertainer in you know what she does, and she is, you know, a very, very. I wasn't going to say seasoned. She's a very strong performer in what she does.
Mm-hmm.
I would say go check out her music video to Bloody Mary that she produced. It's very, very good. It's very lovely. She does a great job. Mhi'ya ate her ass up.
Ate to the ground. Just left no crumbs on the plate. None whatsoever.
Not a damn crumb on the plate. And she said, oh, don't worry. I am the queen of flips. And I can do what I need to do in whatever I am wearing on the occasion.
Baby girl had on a mermaid dress.
And when she said, duck walk, tip, tip, spin, spin, dip, I said it's over.
Baby.
Just
first of all,
masterful.
As somebody eloquently, she did a homage to another queen when she lifted up was it Sasha Velour?
It was indeed Miss Velour with the rose petals.
Look at me.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
We'll get you on Lana reacting to the rose petal moment now.
I think I saw that one.
I think you might have, but we'll do it anyway for the people because it is an incredible moment. And also we have to acknowledge the very good performance alongside her with Miss Shea Coulee because
yes. But
who did a very serviceable job, but
very
rose
good
petals.
She did the whole Sasha Velour moment, and then they was like, I have never seen a queen take off a wig. It had on a beanie.
A beanie reveal.
A beanie reveal. I was like,
girl. Miss Mhi'ya, if you were not turning this dancing and flipping and all the ballroom elements that you are doing here, if you were not turning this hard, baby, I would be like, nope, it's over. She has now taken her wig off twice in a lip sync and won. She's taken her shoes off once in a lip sync and won. And that is just testament to the incredible talent that is Miss Mhi'ya Iman LePaige, aka, I believe formerly, not currently, but I believe formerly, Miss Mhi'ya 007. Do not put any ill words on her name because this girl knows what she's doing.
She'll line you up.
Boom. Like, she knows what she is doing. And again, we love Plasma here.
Love her. But she got ate up.
When she started frog hopping, I looked at my roommate. We were watching halfway through. I looked at him and I was like, well, it's over. And I'm not mad in the slightest because Mhi'ya is eating her ass up. Like.
And I have a problem with you people. And you know who you are.
Hopefully not our fans.
No, hopefully not our fans. But if you happen to be one of these fans who happen to say, why do we not look at track record? Mhi'ya's not she shouldn't have won. She took off her wig. She did this and she did this and she did. I want to know. How come when is lip syncing for your life not enough when it's been enough in the past for everybody else? Because when your favorite was out here being the lip sync assassin and was killing everybody down and mowing everybody down and you wasn't complaining then, but because Mhi'ya now is the lip sync assassin and taking out your favorites, now it's a problem. Now we want to only look at track record. Now lip syncing for your life is not enough. That's not how we do this. We don't move the goalpost once the goalpost has been set. She hit the goalpost and she's surpassing that. And now you mad because your faves are getting knocked out by the queen of flips and she's killing them. She is eating them up. And the girlies are mad. And you know what? I'm going to take my beautiful cup mug and I'm going to put it out and I want to fill it up with your mad tears. And I will sip on it.
I'll send some over to Miss Mhi'ya because Because she's also out here clocking all of the girls on
All
social
of
media,
them.
and I really love it.
I'm loving it for her. Like clock her, because you're not gonna sit here and do this to Mhi'ya, acting like she doing something that nobody else is doing, and now all of a sudden we want to change the rules. Oh no, we're not gonna do that. Not to Miss Mhi'ya, Iman, LePaige. Not in this lifetime. No. You keep doing what you're doing, Miss LePaige, because I got your back, and I am here to say, flip on it, honey. Flip on it. We here at the cup.
Make that too. Yeah.
We here at the cup. We are loving you in this season. I don't care who you stump on. If they can't handle you, if they want you gone so bad, they better outperform you. That's what you got to do. Outperform her.
Yeah. Now, I will say I am a little bit worried for Miss Mhi'ya going into a fourth lip sync potentially at some point.
Absolutely.
And I think that might be, the end of Miss LePaige on this season. But and the other thing I will say on that matter, and then we can talk about the elimination, because I do want to give Plazzy her flowers as well, as we've been all season and all episode here. But I really, when I see people critiquing the way that this episode went down specifically, and referencing it also to the episode where Amanda went home, I understand the uproar. I didn't want to see Plasma go home this episode either. I didn't want to see Mhi'ya go home. I didn't want to see either of them go home. What these critiques are telling me about people talking about this lip sync and specifically Mhi'ya's performance, the critiques give me, you've never gone to a drag show in your life. It gives me, you don't know drag outside of DragRace. And if you knew drag outside of DragRace, if you saw Mhi'ya in a club right now doing that exact performance that she did to Bloody Mary, you would be gagging, you would be living for her, and you would be tipping her. But because she's against your fave, who, might I remind you, fandom, for the most part, y'all weren't featuring Miss Plasma at the start of the season. Y'all only really started featuring Miss Plasma a couple of weeks ago. Let me remind y'all that. Not everybody in the fandom, but a lot of y'all, I'll go ahead and say, teenagers who have never seen a local drag show in their life and only started watching the show 4 seasons ago, y'all have such a standard that does not mix with what actually happens in real life drag. And I love Drag Race for giving all of us a more easily accessible way to watch drag on a very regular basis. And I love that. But at the end of the day, Mhi'ya outperformed Plasma, period, end of story. Therefore, she should stay. That's what it is at the end of the day.
And y'all comparing it to the Q Amanda.
Yeah. That was not a blowout by Miss Amanda Troy.
Exactly.
I love Amanda dearly.
Did she beat Q? I think yes. Absolutely, she beat Q. But it was not close enough. It was too close, actually. It was too close for them to be like, she definitively took Q and blew her away. If Amanda would have done that, she would have beat Q and Q would have been gone. Yeah. But Q, it was so close that they had to look at track record. This wasn't close at all. No. There was no need to go to track record because she got ate up. Mhi'ya ate her up, hands down. And like we say, we love Plasma. Plasma's a great performer, a great entertainer. She is going to do amazing. Yeah. She's going to go on tours and people going to come out and see her in droves and she going to get tips after tips after tips. I'm speaking that into your life. But in this moment, she just did not perform. She did not outperform Mhi'ya.
And when Plasma's saying it her damn self, listen to the bitch. When Plasma's saying, don't come for my sister, don't do it. End of story. The reason why y'all are so up in arms is because Mhi'ya is black. And we see this every damn season. I'm tired of it. And I can't even imagine what the black queens that are constantly on this show and black viewers of this show and fans, I cannot imagine how y'all feel season after season when black queens are constantly under-edited, underappreciated, and under-tipped. And I hope I get the opportunity to go meet Miss Mhi'ya, to give her some coin, and to tell her and show to her that I appreciate her as an artist on this TV show. And I hope I get to do that with Plasma. I hope I get to do that with Mhi'ya. I hope I get to do that with all the girls that I'm really, really loving on this season.
Absolutely.
Because they all deserve that.
Absolutely.
But to talk on the Plasma of it all, I'm not the most thrilled in the world that Plasma is out of the competition. I would have personally liked to see her go a little bit further in the competition. However, I love that Drag Race is not as predictable as we thought it was. This intrigued me. This choice intrigued me. And they kind of weren't given. They could have. I think there is a universe where they could have under-edited Mhi'ya in this lip sync, over-edited Plasma in this lip sync, and justified a Plasma win. I think there is a universe, but they didn't. And that in itself makes me think, as a longtime Drag Race fan and as someone who has studied these seasons, I'm like, now that's an interesting choice. That's outside of what we're used to seeing. Because in any other season, a girl at top 8 with 2 wins in the bottom 2, she would win the lip sync hands down, no question. It doesn't really matter what she does in the lip sync itself. So to see Plasma go here, I hate that she's kind of the sacrificial lamb in this scenario. But I love that it does kind of open up the competition now, where it's like, Mhi'ya could make a run to top 4. Give her some performance challenges. I don't think anyone on this cast could outdance her. I think some girls can out lip sync her. But I don't know that there's that many girls that can outperform Mhi'ya. I think and lest we forget, Mhi'ya has a win. It's not like she's sitting here, like, unfortunately, Morphine and Dawn are, where she doesn't have a win. She does have a win. She's had a lot of high moments, a lot of low moments, but she has had her high moments on the show. So I think the entire elimination of Plasma is so interesting, and I think it's going to really kind of define where the rest of this season goes. And I'm sad that it was Plasma that had to be the sacrificial lamb in order to make that happen. But like I've said throughout the episode, she is a bright star. She's got she is 24. Lest we forget, Plasma is 24. She got on Drag Race on her first try. She talked with Michelle about that in the What You Pack In, how she only applied once and got on the show. That is a talent, and that is a feat that a lot of people cannot say, getting on Drag Race at 24 on your first audition.
Right.
There is something there. I cannot wait to see what Plasma does with the rest of her career. Because and as someone who, she does the kind of drag that I love. I've said it all season. I just love Plasma, and I'm so excited to see what she does with this platform.
Absolutely. That's it.
Love you, Plazzy. So, let's talk about our cute little drag.
Well, I guess we can.
Well, because shit has switched up, Lana. There are some change ups in the draft. Unfortunately, not for you. No, I'm not gonna dig the nail in even more than it already is. But yes, Lana, you are currently in 5th place with 31 points on this season. Eve is currently sitting in 4th place with 55 points. Rhea and Brandon are now tied for 2nd place with 64 points. And I have come out of kind of nowhere, and I am now leading the draft with 74 points. Despite having one person in the bottom 3 and losing a person for the first time. Because I just lost my first member. So I'm holding on with my very strong, powerful team of beautiful, beautiful people in Sapphira and Morphine. And I will take that, and I'm very thrilled about that. So next week, it looks like it is our every 4 years sanctioned political drag race challenge. as they tend to do on the election year seasons. They did 4, they did 8, they did 12. Now they're doing 16. Cannot wait to see what they're going to do on 20. So, but it's a political anthem song singing challenge.
Okay.
I'm interested.
Me too.
It's different. It's a different challenge for Drag Race, and I'm intrigued to see what they do with this. So, and I am intrigued to see how the immunity potion of it all is going to work into this episode. So we've got 7 people left. We've got, I think, 7 episodes left. So we shall see what happens with the rest of this season. But thank you so much for joining us for an hour and a half of beautiful Drag Race entertainment and discussion. We want to know in the comments down below, what did you think of this episode? Who was your winner? Don't send hate to Mhi'ya, Iman, LePaige. Don't send hate to anyone on this cast, quite frankly. Don't do it. Please, if you're going to send hate, don't do it, and instead send support to the people that you really like and appreciate on this cast. So that's what you need to do in that regard. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already over here, because we are here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. We've got a lot of other stuff coming on the horizon very, very soon. Very excited for that. I don't know what the next Drag Race season is going to be after, we've got our little cycle here going on, but we'll be here to cover it, probably. Make sure to subscribe to both of our other channels as well, with Almost All Things Reality TV and Almost All Things Eurovision Song Contest. If you want to become a member of our channel and join the tea room, make sure to go check out the join button here on this video and on this channel. And you could go check out our Patreon, same content, different platform. That link will be down in the description below. While you're down in the description below, you can go follow our socials at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You could also go follow Lana and myself, because we're great. We're lovely people, and we do great things sometimes, usually. And you could go get your merch, including not limited to cup mug, down below as well. And with all that being said, cheers.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
To the moon.
To the man. To the man.
To the man.
To the man.